business has been great for us. We employ near 900 people here, and we've done it with a lot of hard work. And the company was struggling a few years ago. We've kind of brought it back by reducing costs, investing in the right kinds of things, and training and recruiting the right kind of folks. And some of the burdens that we face, regulations, whether it's OSHA, EPA, Department of Environmental Services, we jump through a lot of hoops, and I'm sure those regulations were put in place by well-meaning people, but you've gotten very burdensome.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot about corporate taxes. I mean, you studied macroeconomics. In a kind of a efficient market, corporate taxes just get passed on to the person that buys the goods or services, which really puts most companies, fortunately not us since we're pretty highly regulated by the ATF, but most businesses, makes it tough to compete in the U.S. And if those corporate rates came down, I don't think it would be that difficult for us to be able to compete with China. Many other businesses I've worked with, we laid out plans on how we could compete with China, by offering better quality, better delivery, better product development, innovation, and all of a sudden the value proposition to go into China didn't make sense anymore. So I think if we could drive some of that disincentive of doing business out of America, we could probably bring a lot of jobs back in here.
I think you're absolutely right. What you've just heard is I hear across the country, and that is that we have made America a less and less attractive place for people to invest and add enterprise. And if we make America the most attractive place to do business, business will be here and people get jobs again. Government can't create jobs out of midair. Businesses create jobs. And if you attack business every day with excessive regulation or tax higher than that of other countries, business will go elsewhere, which is what's happening.
Yeah. The other thing that's, we talked a little bit about medical care. We're large enough to be self-insured, so getting a specific insurance plan isn't that important to us. But what the inflation rates, where we're seeing our actual costs of medicine increasing 10, 15, 20, 25% a year, when in our market, we're lucky if we can get a 2% price increase. There's something broke there. The insurance companies are broke. We need tort reform because that's what's driving a lot of the increased costs for the physicians and the hospitals and all that. And like you said, we need to introduce competition one way or another so that when I go and shopping for medical care, I can make a good decision.
Totally agree. You gave my speech. Let's go.
Thank you.
No, I think you're right on. With regards to healthcare, it is competition and the dynamics of a free consumer marketplace that will finally get healthcare to act like everything else we buy. Everything else we buy in America that doesn't have government all over it tends to go down in cost over time and provide better and better quality over time. And where government plays its heavy hand in healthcare, for instance, we have and education, for instance, we have costs go up and up and up, and without productivity increasing. And you want to get productivity and productivity improvements, cost improvements. You get the economy to work. You get a sector to work like a free consumer marketplace works, and then the magic of the market takes over.
And then my one last point was, in private industry, we are continuously under attack by our competitors, et cetera, to improve productivity, reduce costs, et cetera. And there's no incentive at this point for government to act and behave that same way. We've more than doubled productivity in the last 4 years. I dare say government's probably decreased productivity by maybe the same amount, given the fact that we've doubled spending in the last few years.
You really think government measures their productivity? I'm afraid with 2.2 million workers, and we added 135,000 workers after the stimulus bill. The stimulus did stimulate government, no doubt about that. We're, without question, becoming a less productive government, and it would be very nice. I'd like to see governments compete. That's why the states work so well. States compete with each other. But the federal government hasn't learned that, and bringing the dynamics of and the rigor of people who know how to go after budgets and cut unnecessary costs. I mean, I spent my life in business. If I get to the federal government, I am planning on taking it apart and putting it back together. It'll just be a lot smaller after I get finished. And I will be bringing people from the outside, people from the private sector who come in and say, here's how we can make this work better. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.